very good evening to all our viewers. This is WION Wallet. I am Sumit Chaturvedi. Today markets have touched new highs. They have created new records. Sensex has touched 32,000 mark, and while Nifty is in kissing distance of 9,900 mark. But before we get you all the details on this, let's take a look at the top stories at this hour. Indian equity benchmarks continue to end at record closing highs today, also with the Nifty holding 9,800 level for the first time. Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen said US economy should continue to expand over next few years, allowing central bank to keep raising interest rates. In its first official acknowledgement of systems breach, Reliance Jio admits systems breach in police complaint. Jio filed a police complaint alleging unlawful access to systems. This is the biggest story of the day. Indian markets are making new records. They are touching new highs. Today also, Sensex touched 32,000 mark for the first time. Clearly, Indian markets are on a bull run and they are continuing it day after day. Today, Sensex touched 32,000 mark as it jumped 200 points in the morning trade. Nifty also is within the kissing distance of 9,900 mark. So yes, there are many positives working for the Indian economy, because of which Indian markets are jumping, giving good returns to investors. In fact, markets have become the best investment destination so far. They have been going up and up since the beginning of the year. India, it looks like, is a ray of hope among gloom around world, and that's why Indian markets are touching new highs every day. Today also, they were very high. Since the morning, they maintained it, and they maintained the 200 points lead since morning to the evening, and thereafter it closed above 32,000. Sensex closed above 32,000 mark, and Nifty is also within kissing distance of, you can say that, 9,900 points. So clearly, Sensex has hit Mount 32K, 32,000. Sensex touched fresh records of 32,037 this morning. The party has moved to broader market as well. It's not only one sector that is responsible for this. There is a widespread wealth division. US markets have also closed at records high yesterday, buoyed by US Fed Chair Janet Yellen's mark. Sensex already over 5,000 points or 20% in 2017. So mid-cap, small-cap, they have hit record highs today. The overall wealth distribution of markets is widespread. It's not linked to one stock. My mid-cap index has touched all-time high of 15,206 in Sensex. So mid-caps are giving good returns to the investors. Small-cap also giving very good returns to the investors. And here index also at lifetime high of 16,005 marks. So clearly, mid-caps and small caps are the favorite of the market, and that's why they are giving very good return. Nifty too has been in an uptrend, which is going to give a very good, we can say that, return to investors. So coming back, what happened in the morning today, Indian markets have created records. Sensex, it has hit 32,000 mark for the first time. It basically gained all that points on one thing, which was rate cut hopes. Well, inflation is down. That has given hopes for a rate cut, which can happen on August 2nd. Nifty is eyeing 9,900. It's possible tomorrow it can touch this crucial mark. So Nifty is within the kissing distance of 9,900 mark. Sensex today opened with 200 points gains. Since morning 9:15, Sensex was up 200 points. It started gaining and it maintained its positive momentum throughout the day. Nifty too, also it took just 24 sessions to move from 9,700 to 9,800. So for 100 points gain, Nifty took just 24 sessions, which is quite unprecedented in history. The market valuation of BSE listed firms has touched 130 lakh crore till today. Well, this is another feat which is being enjoyed by Indian markets. The market valuation of all the BSE listed firms has touched 130 lakh crore. $1 billion to $1.2 billion is likely to enter into the markets on short covering. So yes, Sensex has added, we can say that 1,000 points in 33 sessions. So just in 33 days trading, Sensex has touched 1,000 point, has added. So wealth on BSE is up by rupees 5 lakh crore. This is in the last 33 sessions that wealth on Bombay Stock Exchange is swelled by 5 lakh crore rupees. Sensex closed today around on 31,028 mark. It happened on May 26, 2017. We can say that till 2 months ago. And 8 stocks today were more than 100% up. So in the last 33 sessions, 8 stocks have doubled investors' wealth. That is clearly making Indian markets so bullish. Also, if we talk about stocks, a Magna Venture is a stock that is up 545%. That is one stock. Goa Carbon has gained 157%. It is tripled the wealth of investors in just 33 sessions. These are stocks we are talking about that are, we can say that, not very big blue chip stocks. They are small stock. There another small stock is Pune Dal, which is up 133%, which is clearly another stock doubling the money. ABC Bearing is up 132%. Another stock that is up, really giving good gains to the markets. Priya up 131%. It's another small stock which is generally not talked about, but it has given more than 130% gains to the consumer. Let's talk about markets with our today's guest, Savitri Singh. Savitri Singh will be joining us. Well, thanks for talking to us, Savitri. Today is an auspicious day. How has been your day? You deal in all these trades. How has been your day so far?
Good evening, Sumit. Thank you so much for inviting me. Today, market has showcased the tremendous rally. Current rally is driven by the several factors like US Fed Janet Yellen has decided to slow down the pace of interest rate hike, and she's not able to convince the kind of inflation she is able to witness in the US market. Along with that, we are able to see the inflation figure, which is really very low currently in the Indian market, and we are likely to see, because this will create the pressure. So we are expecting, on the back of declining inflation, we are expecting RBI to cut interest rates. So this is again giving the strong momentum in the market. Apart from that, we have seen that from last 3 trading sessions, FIA have been continuously buying. So there are several factors which is playing combinedly and surging the market. We are likely to see the market to cross 10,000 sooner in 2 or 3 trading sessions. So as we know, the TCS results has just now came. It is again better than expected on the volume front, though the margin has been a little bit slip, and on the bottom line also showcased little bit weakness. But overall, this is good for the market.
And Savitri, I would like to know from your side, how has been your day? Was it a very hectic day? What calls you took, and how many customers came to you, because you deal in trading and all? How has been your day so far?
It was really tremendous day. I have started trading in the Reliance, and Reliance is moving ahead of AGM. 21st July is the AGM date, and as Reliance has done another offer yesterday, they have reduced the period of that freebies which they were offering. So it is giving the strong momentum in the Reliance, because earlier they used to spend. Now that the earning will come, it will reflect to the bottom line. So these are the factors which are giving the positivity in the stock. So we have made a huge amount of money in the Reliance. We again play with the Biocon also, and a few NBFCs like DLF and IBUL Finance and LIC, which was very good for the today's trade.
All right, stay with us, Savitri. We'll go back to see what kind of response has market seen since the beginning of the year, and also we will see what all stocks are contributing to overall jump in the market. We will come to that, and we will tell viewers what all stocks are, we can say that, contributing most to the markets. Also, RBI and banking stocks are doing very well, and there are a lot of factors responsible for gain in the markets. We will go to the stocks very soon on what stocks have actually led to this kind of growth in the market. We would also like to ask Savitri once again. Savitri, according to you, the factors, do you think that these factors will keep on contributing to market now? They will keep on contributing to market, and markets will also keep on touching new highs now in the coming few days as well?
Sumit, yeah, I'm most likely believing that market will continue its rally where the active participants are PSU's bank. We are further likely to see good momentum in the PSU's bank. Along with that, we are able to see good momentum in the pharma sector like Oro Pharma and Biocon, Cadila, and they have showcased Sun Pharma have been the leader, and majorly rally being led by the Reliance and ITC. We are still bullish on the Reliance and ITC, and though so far from last 3 or 4 days SBI didn't participate in the rally, so we expect DLF and SBI also participate in the rally, which will take the market higher and high, and we are strongly bullish on the ITC and Reliance for the short term.
All right, Savitri, stay with us. We tell the viewers what are the factors responsible for this kind of bull run in the market. The biggest factor was inflation number that was lowest in June since 1999. So banking on that hope, investors were hoping that the Reserve Bank of India, Central Bank of India will go for a rate cut on August 2nd. We can say that the monetary policy meeting. So June retail inflation was at record low. Inflation rate lowest since 1999. That was the biggest factor because of which the markets were bouncing today. Also, June inflation fell 1.54% from May's 2.18%, giving hopes that very soon Reserve Bank of India will go for rate cuts. That was the primary reason why markets were jumping today. Inflation was 5.77% in June 2016. So you compare that to June last year, it was 5.77. Now it is 1.54%. So clearly bringing down inflation by 4%, that has really boosted the sentiments in the market. So low inflation has rate cut hopes, and that's what has happened in the markets, and that's what has led to the market jumping today. Finance Ministry is also on their side nudging the central bank, Reserve Bank of India, to reduce rates. So investors are hopeful that once Finance Ministry nudges RBI once more, RBI will go for a rate cut. Well, low inflation levels can indicate poor demand and weak economic activity, and that's perhaps why RBI will step in and go for rate cut. That will once again boost the sentiments in the corporate world. Inflation number is below the range of RBI's forecast. So another reason why RBI will go for a rate cut in August 2nd policy meet. The CPI inflation, basically it calculates the changes in kitchen costs. It shows what kind of difference the overall things have made to the real consumer demand. That's why it is so important. So let's talk about inflation first with our guest for today, economist Yash Bhatt, joining us live from Mumbai. Well, good evening to you, Mr. Bhatt. We would like to know from your side, outlook for inflation. From here on, do you think inflation will also remain in a muted territory over the next few months as well?
Good evening, Sumit. That's right. I think what we are seeing is a phenomenal stance from even a central bank's perspective. It's a record low inflation, and I think this would continue because we also need to understand there's a base effect which is into play. So last year, the same time, we had an inflation figure of 5% plus, and so at a lower base, plus the consumer durables as well as the food inflation, which has gone down, I don't see any reason why it should be going or turning around. You have a good monsoon, so I don't see anything which should spoil the party. And but again, we need to understand it's not just the inflation figure that should be driving the RBI's decision making for the August. Most of them are expecting a 25 basis repo rate cut, but I would be little cautious about it because we need to understand in a global scenario where the Federal Reserve is trying to increase interest rate. If an emerging market like India tries to pose a very aggressive stance of cutting interest rate, you would find that flight of capital would happen from emerging market like India back to developed economy like US. And even globally, if you see, ECB is in no mood to raise interest rate. So apart from Fed, I think no one else is having that stance. But so we need to keep, because the foreign investments that come to the bond market in India are majorly due to the interest rate difference or the spread that they get, and the way our currency is performing. I think it's a very positive signal for most FIIs. A major cut in interest rate, apart from 25 basis, is something with even most of them are expecting. But anything more than that, I think would scare away foreign investors, especially from the bond market. which may be something which plays in the RBI governor's mind and may not be in a hurry to, cut or give in so easily to the market demand.
Savitri, coming back to you, I would like to ask you, which sectors would you place your bets on now going forward? What sectors would be on the top of your mind now going forward?
Sumit, if you are talking about the rate cut, then first of all, in my mind suddenly comes that it's NBFCs. We are expecting significant demand in the NBFC sector and realty sector. It's like I would like to bet on the DHFL, Diwan Housing Finance, and M&M Finance. These are sectors that are likely to pick because, and as we know, the recently listed company, AU Small Financing Company, has been performing very well. But I'm failed to understand the exact reason of why it is being surging, because we have got better companies than the EU Small Finance, so they have a huge scope for the growth. If you cut the rate, then definitely demand will be surged, because inflation of 1.45 is not sustainable. We cannot. Farmers will not feel motivated to grow something if they don't get the right price. So it's the demand of our to get the proper cut of 25 basis points or more than that. So apart from that, we are likely to see good moment in the you can say ITC and Reliance industry. We are not very bullish on the telecom sector, but Reliance having been shifted to the telecom, we are bullish on the Reliance Industries. Apart from that, we are likely to see good moment in the PSU's banking sector. So we would like to advise PNB, Canara Bank ahead of the merger and NPA issue solving thing.
Also, Savitri, I would like to ask you, what is there for an investor? Suppose if an investor has missed the bus, is it the good time to definitely, buy certain stocks? He can still make some money, or what do you suggest our investor viewers?
If I rightly heard, then Sumit have asked that you have got certain amount of money, we need to invest where we can make a good amount of money. So I would advise investors to invest their particular money in the pharma sector, because we need to have the diversified portfolio to mitigate the surging risk. Since market is not fundamentally at the right premium, but we can see if something is surging and things are looking good, and we the balancing the market, nobody can say that market is going to correct. So looking at that front, we advise to invest in the Biocon, Reliance Industries, ITC, some finance companies, NBFCs like M&M and DHFL. Along with that, we are Bharat Electrical, BHEL. These are the good stock where we can invest and earn significant amount of money for the short term.
And coming back to you, Mr. Bhatt, do you think the macroeconomic indicators are now all in the positive direction? And now we all should, the one Q we all are looking forward to is the corporate results. So according to you, how the corporate season is going to be this time?
So I think the Q1 numbers are not going to be that great, because we have seen, two, one is the aftermath of your demonetization and second is the GST. So I think these two would not be making the results, very attractive, at least in the Q1. However, saying this, looking at the macroeconomic figure, I feel that this is the right time, and we are at the cusp of a new high, which the economy is everything is reset and the transformation has begun. So I think the growth engines have also fired up. So all we have to see is how much we can scale up and how quickly can we grow in this time period. Q2 figures, traditionally you would find that auto sectors do well because of festive, and also the white goods sector. So all these consumer durable, all these sectors are going to have a very pleasant surprise in Q2 numbers that they come up with. Q1 I am little skeptical. So at least in the result season, Q1 numbers may not be very exciting, but Q2 is something which will keep people really excited and motivated. And if a rate cut comes in, I think the party will continue in the stock market.
So that's what is the word coming from our experts, that party will continue in the stock market. Let's take a look at some other, we can say that data and other figures. If we talk about Sensex, once again, Sensex, we talk about the other markets and how it has fared so far since the beginning of the year. Sensex has really gained 20% since the beginning of the year. So clearly markets are showing steady growth since the beginning of the year. So yes, very much possible that the money will be made. If you look at Sensex, the overall wealth has been widespread. Sensex is up around 19 to 20% since the beginning of the year, since January 1, 2017. The mid cap are up 24%, but the best returns are coming from small caps, which are up 31% since the beginning of the year. So clearly, the market's wealth distribution has been widespread. It's not only limited to blue chip stocks. It's good that a person would have in his portfolio all divided stocks from mid caps, small caps. If you look at which are the major contributors to this kind of rally in the market since the beginning of the year, 21% has been, we can say, that contributed by ITC. ITC has been the top stock since the last many sessions. Today also it gained 3%. 19% was HDFC, which is again one big stock that is giving good returns. 15% again blue chip share. Reliance is giving 15% is given so far since the beginning of the year. Maruti Suzuki, the top share in the auto stock, is given 9% returns since the beginning of the year. That's also one of the top picks of many analysts we have spoken to so far. And ICICI Bank is also the top bank, one of the top banks of India, has given 9% returns so far since the beginning of the year. So clearly markets are booming, they are jumping, and many stocks, including large caps, some of them are from here, mid caps, which we have discussed, and small caps, some unknown ones that are giving very good returns. Some of them have given returns as high as 500%. So clearly markets overall, we can say that behavior has been positive so far. Would like to ask you once again, Savitri, that going forward, certain skips you would like to place your bets on, 1-2 share, which you think still has some room to grow?
Yeah, Sumit, as we have seen that market is rallying on the back of across sector contributions, we cannot say that this particular sector is performing and others are being left behind. So looking at that front, we are very strongly bullish on the banking stock, starting from private to bank. In the private, I would suggest Kotak, and in the PSU, I am very bullish on the State Bank of India. Apart from that, I would like to focus on pharma's sector, as we are able to see strong movement in the Biocon as the kind of work they do. They have got the monopoly in that particular sector. It's not especially about the pharma, it's about the biotechnology they are doing. And along with that, I'm positive on the insurance sectors, as we are likely to see that there are many insurance companies are likely to list, and mutual fund are coming ahead, as we got the note that UTI mutual fund is also coming, so SBI Life is coming. So ICICI potential is in the good space where we can look for. We are likely to see huge momentum in that particular stock. So I like to advise in the finance, especially along with the pharma.
And one question to you, Mr. Bhatt, should we be worried now? Any correction pending over here? Any negatives that can work for the economy, macro and in the short term both?
I think the only joker in the pack is anything happening at an international level, maybe at the North Korea, or some kind of surprise that comes from that side. But otherwise, I think there's nothing. I mean, most of it is factored in, whether it's Trump's behavior, unpredictable behavior, or UK's Brexit talks that are going on. So I think most of it is known. The only surprise could be some political risk at an international level. But otherwise, I don't see anything dramatic happening at a domestic level which may spoil the party. You may see a correction. It's always healthy of maybe 1% or so, but not more than that. I don't see that.
What are your thoughts on this, Savitri? Do you think a correction is overdue now? Any negatives that can work for Indian economy going forward?
Sumit, as of now, I'm unlikely to see something beyond the box kind of thing. Geopolitical tension is like any time it can come. But Mr. Modi has been trying his best to have the good relation with the neighboring countries, especially the US, China, Israel. He has been doing his best to do and inviting the FIIs. So things are, as of now, it's looking good, but we never know the future. But if you talk about the fundamental basis, things are going good. Earlier, we were expecting little kind of disruption ahead of GST, but even that is like government has tackled in such a way that anti-profiteering rule has worked properly. So Possibility of inflation should has even slowed down. So things are looking good. So I'm unlikely to see, but any correction, but a little bit of correction is very much inevitable in the market. It keeps a strong momentum again for the buy sides. So as of now, there is no correction, but we can expect little bit of volatility since the result calendar is going to start from today. It's already started from TCS. So in going ahead, we can see depending on what the stocks behave and the kind of results they declare, we can see according rally in the market.
And any sector or stocks that are complete no-no for going for investors if they're watching us, and if you can give some kind of advice to them?
Can you come again? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Savitri, any sector which is complete no-no to buy telecom, would you say that?
As of now, yeah, I would suggest since Reliance Jio has been putting so much pressure on the telecom, overall telecom. If you're talking about Reliance Infra, is completely out as of now. Bharti Airtel, Idea. So they have earlier they used to sell at the high price. Now just because of the peer pressure, they have to work on the 25-30% less pricing. So it's like I would advise to stay away from telecom sector till the time everything does not get clear about the Reliance Jio. So it's like telecom only, avoid sector. And I would like to put more emphasis in the IT also till the time I don't get the proper result of TCS and Infosys. I would not advise to suggest IT. I would not advise to suggest the IT sector as of now. So let us get the result properly, then accordingly we'll take the call and let you know.
All right, thank you, Savitri, for joining us today and getting us all these details. And thank you, Mr. Bhatt, for giving us such an important perspective on the Indian market. Well, that's all today we have in this edition of WION Wallet. So markets, let's see what movement they do tomorrow. But till then, goodbye. And that's all we have in this edition of WION Wallet. For more news update, stay tuned to WION. Thanks for watching us.